like troll seed, like a really slow start. Kind of like seeing players make do with what few items they can round up.
Well, they're starting with silvers in the Link's house.
Well, they can't use them yet, though, so...
Yes.
There's something.
And it looks like both runners are going up to escape. This is a pretty good option for this. And we're just pausing here a little bit so we get the timer synced. And Ninban is killing his guards quite nicely.
Pretty good routing decision. This is become pretty standard, coincidentally.
Ninban picking up a bomb there. And only single rupees in the pool. That was kind of hilarious. And we're seeing Uncle now, and it is just 20 rupees. So a little extra money. And 20 more rupees in the other chest here in Escape. Or the Hidden Passage, rather.
Well, this is pretty close to being able to buy bombs in Kakariko, but I wonder if they'll opt for that route. Or that option.
Well, there's the key for the Hyrule Castle sewers. And it looks like Ninban's freezing up a little bit.
Once they get that glove, they'll have to decide whether or not they want to do dark sewers or not. Unless they get the lamp, of course, that would be nice.
And Border Crab has 20 rupees, so very nice items to have.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Free bombs would be nice, but not necessarily
just some ammo
necessary.
There. And yeah, unfortunately, Ninban is lagging a bit, folks. I don't know what's going on, but
Internet.
Yeah, internet issues most likely. We got a map check. 6 at Hera and a red pendant over at this Eastern. We also have a Crystalline Desert. And a sword at Mushroom, so they have a weapon.
Ooh. Not quite the slow seed I was hoping for. This will be very convenient for the runners.
2 swords in the Lost Woods! What the?
Wow.
This is... I'm not worried for them. This might be an Aghanim seed. All they need is a lamp, and Aghanim is on sequence.
Yeah,
well, also the Moon
Pearl,
but also the Moon Pearl, but Moon Pearl could be on the pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like early Aghanim seeds. I really don't. Smight is checking the bar. See what we get here. Just another 20 rupees. Now, it's kind of interesting. The Hoarder Crab actually does have a second item in its pool. But it's rare to see it in Randomizer.
Yeah, if I remember right, you have to collect so many of its first item.
Yes. And that item is also randomized, so it could be something along the lines of a fairy or maybe even bombs. And both runners have bought bombs. And Smight does not have enough to check the merchant just yet.
It's kind of surprising, actually.
And just a heart piece in the chicken hut. Meanwhile, we got a little bit of treasure hoard here in the Blind's hut. Let's see what we get. More bombs? The Moon Pearl! Uh-oh. 20 rupees and 20 more rupees. And we're seeing the well now. On Ninban's side. 20 rupees there, and the last chest for Smight was the piece of heart. The hammer has been found. That's pretty good find. Piece of heart. 20 rupees. And tempered sword. What the? This scene is really hot here. Holy crap! They have all the combat options. And each runner is now checking the other location. So now it's literally a glove upgrade or a lamp, and we have Dark World access in 2 different ways.
That's right. Although with so much overworld left to check, they're not going to Aghanim anytime soon, even if they get the lamp.
Yeah, and it could very well be a fake out with them being 1 item away from just going to Dark World outside of Aghanim. So the chances of this actually being an Aghanim seed are pretty low, but there is a lurking chance. 20 rubies at library.
In older versions, it was pretty tough to pull the trigger on Aghanim because, I guess it was better play to go to Aghanim early, but people would always have Zora or Agana as well to do, and it was a tough decision.
Now,
you picked the really out of the way thing.
Yeah, and it looks like Smight is choosing to head to the dam and the mini mold worms. Although they can also check escape.
Pretty handily with that tempered sword at that.
And it looks like both learners are going south. So, no escape check just yet.
The mini Moldorm cave alone is pretty much
and we
enough.
Have the red boomerang being drowned away, and 3 hundo in the well.
Ooh.
And Smight is picking up that boomerang. It is useful in some ways because the stun price is also randomized. And there's some enemies you just don't want to deal with. Like these crabs. And Smight has to be careful if he wants to go to Ice Red Cave because those crabs will kill him right now unless he breaks out of that heart. They do 2 hearts of damage. Oh, Smight dies because he gets knocked into the pit.
Oh, wow. With 2 hearts on the ground.
And we have lost Ninban's feed.
So he also missed another opportunity to get some more rupees from the hoarder right next to the cave.
Yeah. I hear chests being opened, but I don't know what they are.
Well, heart pieces and rupees
has glitched up there a little bit. Okay, we can at least determine that one of them might have been 10 arrows. We'll find out right here. Yep, there's 10 arrows, 5 bombs, the magic cape, the bow, and the power gloves. Well, that just kills Aghanim right then and there. He's not required for the seed at all. And it was a fake out indeed, because they almost gave you the tools necessary to get there.
Man, 9 minutes in and they have bow and silvers. This is gonna be a fast seed.
They have everything they need in terms of combat to kill Ganon. The cape, the silvers, the tempered sword. All they need now is to get to them. But as to what they need, we still don't know. Because we haven't seen Dark World yet.
You do need a fire source to light the torches against Ganon as well.
Ah, true enough, but more often than not, fire rod is required. And Sarasula has a bit of money there. Oh, another heart container. And I don't see any reason not to tackle Eastern Palace. And Smight, what are you doing?
Well, the only thing is that it's
I see what Smite's doing. He is going to fake flipper. He's using this place to grind a little bit of money to get that 500.
This is awful. He knows there are 20 rupee drops off the hoarder.
Well, the hoarder is nowhere nearby.
It was. It was on his way here.
There is not a hoarder crab on the way. To my knowledge.
Before the mini Moldorm cave to the west, like between the mini dorm cave and the dam, there's a hoarder, like right up that hill that you drop down.
Well, unfortunately, that you drop a 20 on the cliffside, and that's probably why. Yeah. And Smight is not checking the floating island, not checking Hobo. He is going straight to the waterfall cave, and this is probably a good play. I have not been paying attention to Ninban's speed, unfortunately, so I don't know what he's gotten out of here. Although there's the mirror! So that was already paid off for Ninban. Oh, but Smight getting a heart container from that piece of heart and has to reset the water walk.
That timing.
Yes.
That's the best. All for 10 arrows, of course.
And we have the big key there. Only 5 rubies at Zora Ledge. Don't leave us suspense, Instant Ben. Oh, the net! I can't tell what it was. Judging by the fact he's going back there, we can't. I assume it wasn't an item. And we have the cane of Berna from Smight. So the fish, King Ripoff, as we know him, technically not a ripoff. That's actually a decent item to have. Sure, it costs a little lag, but it's a nice quick way to quick kill blind.
Yeah, it depends on where you use it, really. Against blind, especially with on the last head, there are so many items, there are so many sprites on screen, and it does lag quite a bit, but yeah, it is safe.
Blue mail, heart container, and piece of heart in the back of escape. And Ninban has died, unfortunately. I think they were trying to set up the,
Oh no.
And does a save and quit. So whatever he found in Eastern... Alright, it looks like he didn't find anything of importance. I didn't see anything new in there new in his inventory. And we're seeing Disappointment Cave and a map check here. We have pendants at Skull Woods and Turtle Rock. I did not catch what the other 5-6 was.
I also missed it. But that means Fire Rod is not necessarily required.
And we have a red potion, the single arrow, and the Fisher Price shield. Disappointment Cave indeed. Oh, Ninban did get half magic. I had to miss that.
Although, oh yeah.
So even the fact he left, it probably means that whatever he found in that last chest was probably he either missed it or was on Armos.
Most likely.
Unfortunately, due to the lag, we do not know what was is at the big chest in Eastern Palace.
Also to note that there was a bottle in the Hype Cave, which does open up to the Sick Kid in Kakariko.
Yes, it does. Question is, will the Sick Kid have anything good?
No.
So we're seeing the pyramid check here from Ninban if his internet will allow us. It's the mushroom! So that's a pretty good item to have.
That is good. He could turn that in on his way to Catfish.
Yeah, and that's pretty solid routing, actually. Actually, why? I have to check his menu when he gets down here. Why is he going to Catfish?
No, why not?
Okay, so I was just double checking here. Looks like he is not going to check Waterfall Cave this trip. And here we go. The first guard checkpoint is being checked by Smight. The map. And because we found the key earlier, that means there's an item in the dark room.
That's right.
And the mushroom was only for 3 bombs, so not really worth it. Smight using the silver arrows to get rid of that first guard. As far as I'm concerned, he still has to single arrow until his quiver is empty.
Yeah.
I like to think it's the one arrow you use to kill Ganon, to finish Ganon off. And just 3 bombs at Catfish. And Ninban is just going to walk away. Not going to mirror and check King Zora.
Yeah, kind of makes sense.
And Smight finds 20 rubies there. And
you can't even get the legend.
Bomb him to death, himself to death.
Yeah, he didn't get the mirror from Eastern, so no quick way to get back.
I mean, why would he go back unless he's gonna go straight through? It looks like he is gonna go to the dark rooms. Meanwhile, Ninban, given the fact he didn't warp away or save quit, I assumed that he's gonna make the pod play, and Thieves' Tout is our other crystal. Is our other 5/6. So very interesting run here we got going.
Ooh, that's a nice fast one.
Yes. And now that we know, we can actually start thinking about what's that pedestal. Right away, the rods and the cane are gone. And the lamp.
Mm-hmm.
The hook shot could be a pedestal. The boost could be there, which, if it's again to our big key, is required. But the most likely scenario is either the flute or one of the medallions, if Meyer and Turtle Rock are different.
Possibly flippers.
And possibly flippers as well. So don't count out pedestal just yet, folks. And it looks... And we don't know what Smight got from the dark rooms because it didn't show up. Actually, looking at it, it looks like Smight might have just got money. Can't only tell. There's the flippers in Palace of Darkness, and I missed
Okay.
what the kid had.
The net, the vanilla net.
Wow, is this even randomized?
Now he's definitely got to beat Aghanim.
He can do it Aghanim too.
Yeah, I guess.
And Smight is going to Village of Outcast. See if this pays out for him. We know that the mirror is in Eastern. He has to go there at some point.
Yeah, though the village does tend to be pretty lucrative. Those thieves are pretty good at picking.
And we have the magic powder on Ninban side. Pretty nice find there.
Oh yeah, this seed is just. Is this easy mode? Oh no, it's
I
half
doubt
magic
it.
and quarter magic.
I mean, we can still have the Rod's Troll. And we find the red mail over in Skull Woods. Pendant Skull Woods paying off once again in some other unique ways. And this is actually green pendant, so it's actually a little bit more valuable to clear this dungeon, even though they need the fire rod to do so.
Actually, correction. He's playing as a maiden, so he picked up the red female.
I see what you did there. I do not approve.
Normally, all the items are in the back of Pod, but Ninban's already gotten 2 of them. Pretty good ones
Well,
at that.
I forget who it was, but I believe this place has been described as Mullen Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not too far off the mark, and Smight getting grabbed by the hands on purpose, most likely. Ninban getting trolled a bit by the turtles.
Wow. Slow and steady, I guess.
And by the Ninban for a little while, we can not see what they get, most likely. Well, that was obvious. Small key. The boots
Oh,
have
geez.
been found. What are those? But that means the boots are lamp locked by technicality.
Yeah.
Which means nothing that relates to boots can lead to the lamp.
We don't technically know that we need the boots. They're definitely extremely handy to get actually this early on.
Yes.
That's a big find for Ninban.
Yes, Ninban combined with a mirror, he's got pretty much free reign on this seed once he finds the hook shot. And an early small key in Thieves Town. And looks like it might have been a compass pickup for Ninban there. Alright, that had a big key. I couldn't tell. Oh wow, the single rupee. And a heart container found. Meanwhile, Smight, I don't know what he just found. Ah! That's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I never saw the. I never saw the. I'll just make the pun. I was blind to the maiden in this bunny sprite. And Smight did get the big key. It has to be one of those first 4 chests.
Be sure to cast your vote for whose joke was worst.
And Ninban is taking a big risk here, I think. He's going to dark room his
Is it?
way
Oh,
to
true.
Helmasaur and get on the board here.
I don't see anything. Nothing he has could really help him out other than that tempered sword. But I don't know. It's a bigger hitbox than the hammer, and it one shots him. That's cool.
I'm
But
more
if
worried
those
about this
beams
room right
get
here of
away,
all the turtles.
yeah,
There's still one left.
those sword beams, they're awful. Well, I guess you could use the sword beams to kind of like tactily locate them.
Okay, Ninban has cleared the turtles.
Not bad.
And Smight is checking the big chest here in D-Sound first. He's got all the dungeon items, so these are going to be items here. We find some bombs. Meanwhile, Ninban is beginning his fight against Helmasaur. You get a piece of heart
Easier.
in the maiden's chest.
Oh no, yes, okay. Which one's the real maiden?
And down goes Helmasaur King. And meanwhile, Smight is beginning the fight with Blind. Oh, the frames! I missed the item.
Yeah.
Sounds like Ninban is just... Oh, what's a house?
Be taught from blind.
Yes, we got a B. Ninban is now checking water locations, and it looks like we only have 20 rubies on the Hylia Island. And we're seeing chess game from Smight. Let's see what we get here. A piece of art. That's vanilla, unfortunately. And Smight getting a little bit robbed there.
Speaking of Rod, Ninban's about to go to Zora.
Ninban doesn't have enough money.
Maybe he could haggle.
He's gonna kill Zoras to get the money.
Yeah, that's a fine play if you're this close. And there's still that 5 rupees on the ledge.
He doesn't know it's there though.
I'm kind of surprised he isn't checking that like right away.
And it looks like he has checked it.
Okay.
And he's saving and quitting. He's gonna just say nope to it. Which is kind of a
Oh,
smart
man.
choice considering. Smight is now heading over to Eastern and will eventually, hopefully, get his lamp. Not his lamp, his mirror.
Yeah, kind of the issue was that Ninban had the money. It's just that he spent so much money on Kiki getting extorted.
Yeah, it looks like he's checking the back of his gate. We know it's there.
And he probably bought a potion or two in, or well, probably just one potion in the witch's hut before Catfish.
And we're seeing Ninban check the bonk rocks here. And there's the flute! So flute is also lamp locked.
Which
By
means,
technicality.
yeah, Mountain's not in the logic right now, but he could totally go up there if he wants anyway.
Yeah, that flute means that the lamp can't be anywhere near Misery Mire, can't be on the mountain. So, where could it be?
Probably a lot of places, actually. There's still...
If
has
I had to
Skull Woods even been
guess,
checked yet?
Skull Woods has been checked by Smight.
Oh, okay.
Smight picking up the mirror. I'm gonna call it. I think it's either an Agnes Cave or Swamp Palace, because they haven't been that direction yet.
Yeah, I was about to say Swamp. Well, depending on where Mitts are, it could be an Ice Palace as well. Well, depending where Mitts and either Fire Rod or Bombos.
And Ninban's going to check there. There's the big key. So, judging by the items that Smite has found thus far, it looks like Half Magic may have been in the big chest?
It must have been, yeah.
Yes.
There it is.
And we're now getting the information. Oh!
And this also means there must have been either a compass or map in the first chest. Ooh, Ninban's doing an interesting trick.
Set
Actually
it
a
up?
very peculiar trick. So Ninban set up a little trick called...
Oh! It broke!
Oh no. So generally you accomplish this by getting like right up against a pit, like right before where you're about to fall, and then dash along it. And then I guess do a screen transition and jump into the water.
Yes, it's an advanced. It's another way to do the fake flippers. But unfortunately, because he had the normal flippers, he recognized that he was on. The game recognized that he was dashing on ground when he went in the shallows.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, couldn't fully perform the glitch. And all the frame drops. I'm trying to see if Ninban found anything else that we missed. Doesn't look like it, but Armos is falling to Smite. I don't see the logic here. He must expect that this is going to be a big item. And anyway, here we go. The Armos fight. Pretty straightforward fight with silver arrows.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, if it's a loose
And it
item,
wasn't
it
worth
could
it,
be the lamp.
unfortunately. It wasn't worth it. It was just
Apparently, it's
bombs.
not.
And it couldn't be the lamp because you needed to go through dark rooms, remember?
Oh, right.
So, that lamp... Yeah, it has to be over by desert area somewhere. Now, I'm not sure if Smight has done the dig game yet, has he? Yeah, I think he's done the dig game with Stumpy. And Smight is going into Palace of Darkness. We shall see if he is comfortable with the dark rooms here in a moment. Smart use of the silvers there for Ninban, getting rid of the Gibdos. And Kiki is now opening the Palace of Darkness for Smight. We know the boots are in there, but we don't know what else because of all of the frame drops on Ninban's side.
Mm-hmm.
We know the powder was in there as well. That much is obvious. So all eyes on Smight right now, at least as far as I'm concerned.
So there's a key down here. There's a key, like underneath the big key vanilla chest. Or maybe I got that wrong. I guess it could have been right side behind the mimics.
And here we go. We're now... Smight is now seeing the flippers. He's already checked most of the waterways. Although, actually, now that I think about it, we've not seen the hobo yet. The hobo could have
Huh.
our lamp. And this is a forced double dip into pot as a result.
That would have been a nice use of the Jesus walk.
Yes. King's Tomb only having a heart piece, unfortunately. Might is now dealing with the first room of mimics. Very clean. And Ninban is checking Graveyard Ledge. This is some place they can check. That's on sequence. It's just a heart container. And someplace else that it could be. I don't think anyone has checked Bumper Cave yet.
Oh yeah, they did get that cave, didn't they?
Yeah, there's a lot of places this lamp could be. Ignoring Bumper Cave, though.
In recent logic, the lamp is it can be so far in.
Yeah. As much as I hate to say it, it could also be in Turtle Rock if the items turn out that way they do. Smite picks up the powder and should be safe for the rest of the game. And we're seeing, and we know there's only a piece of heart here in the chess game. Ninban gets a single arrow to accompany his piece of heart. Hopefully it doesn't confuse that with the single arrow that he wants to save for Ganon.
So lamp is by the logic is required for every seed because there are 4 dungeons that have dark rooms that you have to go through to beat them. Most players tend to struggle with the Mire dark rooms the most. Although the downstairs pod dark rooms are a close second.
Let's not also forget the Aghanim Tower. No
Oh
one
yeah,
likes doing Aghanim Tower in the dark.
that's a really niche circumstance that you would even benefit from that, though.
You should waste way too much time. And Smight getting the boots.
And also, I guess I should point out that the lamp is also a fire source to light torches, and until they have the fire rod, that could Tower of Hera, and if they want to, Desert.
Yes.
Oh wait, Desert's Crystal, isn't it? Uh-oh. Yeah, I was confusing it for Eastern.
And we are concerned about the lamp because of this logic, and we found the boots in the dark, and through the boots we found the flute. That means that the lamp is somewhere where those items cannot access. And given what we know right now, that means the lamp by the logic cannot be on Death Mountain because you need the lamp or the flute to get up there. And by that logic, actually, the lamp cannot be in Turtle Rock.
That's right. Not this seed. Yeah, it's always interesting to think about because just when you think there are only like one or two places the lamp could be, then you find like gloves or mitts or something, and like a bunch of stuff opens up as options.
Yeah. The biggest contender right now for it is the first half of Swamp Palace. What a twist that would be, by the way, if they find the lamp in the first half of Swamp Palace. And then they have to use the lamp to get...
Hookshot, Hera basement or something.
Yeah. And then they have to use a hookshot in there to get the fire rod. That is a logic train that could be followed right now. A line of logic, rather.
I believe I've also seen the lamp in Hera basement before. Wouldn't happen in this seed, but
Yeah.
like requiring a fire source to get the lamp is definitely possible since fire rod is a thing.
Yeah, fire rod also counts as a fire source. However, it does not light the dark rooms. It's only the lamp can do that. It's a passive of having it.
It can if there's a torch in the room that you could light.
I meant the cone of light, but yes.
Yeah, although the logic doesn't take that into consideration. Any dark room that's in the game, by the logic, requires the lamp to get lit.
Yes. Even if you can light the torches in the dark, it considers that you can see them with the lamp in order to light them in the first place. And Smight has killed Helmazor King. And what did he drop? The map. Okay.
I was wondering if it was the map. Because I didn't remember seeing it, but I didn't want to say for sure.
And Smight is only ahead by a pendant that we don't know is required or not. I think Ninban's had a little bit more of an advantage thus far.
Yeah, but he wasn't quite.
Oh, hang on a minute here. We're seeing a powder check. This is on sequence for the lamp as well. And Smite's about to realize just how far behind he is. Because he did not check Elzardardus as soon as he could have. And the bat has ether!
Ooh.
Very interesting. That's one of the 3 medallions, and we don't know if they're required. We know Myers required to enter, but we don't know the medallion. And get your swag ducks in the chat, by the way, as we see Smite reveal the uncork the bird. Will-O-Wisp, while they are more or less even in terms of items, Ninban has checked a lot more locations since then. And thus has an advantage in information. And we find the Bloomerang at the mirror grove, at the ledge of a mirror.
Yep, that circle of bushes.
And we are seeing the Agony check. This is one of the 2 main thoughts we had where this lamp could be. Smight doing a very smart thing here, in my opinion, checking this with the lamp flute in tow. Because it's fast enough to check.
And
it's Titan's Mitt!
Oh, wow.
That puts the lamp potentially in Ice Palace, unfortunately.
Well, they still need Fire Rod or Bombos to get in.
True enough. Smite's just gonna go up the mountain. He's the first one to do so.
Now, I do wonder how comfortable they are.
But Ninban is going to be the first to check Hobo. $20 rubies at Hobo. And I would agree that Mitz is a huge fine. Ninban is also checking this. This cannot be the lamp here. None of these items up here can be lamp. But they can find something that can lead him elsewhere.
Yeah, they could find some Maria, Fire Rod.
I want to see Hookshot here.
That would be really nice for him.
No, I mainly want to see Hookshot because that A will point them both in the direction of Swamp. And B will let them access the east side of Death Mountain and get a few more items. Although they can just go up the air and do that.
And they also coincidentally have access to Spike Cave by the logic. Although, well, not by the logic, actually, they still need Lamp, but other than that, they do have all they need to do it.
Yes.
I really hope something's in there. It's so rare.
We find a small key in this little isolated room here. Now, this chest is not the big key up here. Then Smight is lamp locked. It's the fire shield. So they do expect you to have lamp even more so now because Hera is fire locked. Smite's gonna press on and look elsewhere. And
wait, Lamp is fire locked?
Hera is fire locked. We need a fire source to go up it.
Oh, Hera is, yeah.
And because of that, they cannot get to Fat Fairy either. Ninban about to make the same realization. And a timely heart piece for Smight. Getting that health up. Ninban instinctively opened the door and realized, wait, I don't have a fire source.
I guess it's good to get that door out of the way early.
So it looks like our troll item, at least for right now, is actually the lamp of all things. So I want to hear your opinion, Jagger. Where do you think this lamp is actually at?
Well, it's looking more and more likely that your guess of Swamp Palace is looking to be true.
I'm going to say it's an ice palace. Because with that Tiny Smith discovery, that absolutely is some place it can be.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go with the full troll here. It's the lamp is an ice palace, but they find Bombos in swamp. There's another hard container for Smight. Can't get the items here because they are hookshot. Not only. And chooses not to check the medallion for Turtle Rock, unless we already seen that. Oh. Looks like it's actually Quake. I must have missed that check.
Yeah, he checked it right before coming here.
And we're seeing the mountain height cave, as I call it. Shovel! 20 rupees, piece of heart. Our container and a 5 rupees down low. Ice rod has been found!
For Pendant Turtle Rock.
Oh. There's still so... There is the off chance that, the one medallion we have is not required at all. And Bombos is required for Meyer, and Trinex has Bombos. That is a very far-flung line, but it is still possible.
Hey, as far as we know, like, they might miss the lamp altogether and bomb both for
Ninban
ice.
is checking the dig spot. I don't know what they're gonna find here. And Smight is going to the mire. Only 3 bombs at the dig spot. And it looks like Ninban's gonna do the front half of escape. Arrow and bomb booster respectively. For Smight. And is going into Desert Palace. Now, here's something kind of interesting. The lamp could possibly be in here. But it's the case of art we found!
In Desert, I don't believe so, because they needed the fruit to get here. Unless
True, but if
they find
book
fruit
was somewhere else,
yeah.
lamp could be in here.
Fair point.
Like, say, book was in Swamp Palace, it could be in here.
So, with that cane, they're a step closer to finding that hookshot in Turtle Rock. You just know it's gonna be there.
Rybon is asking if red cane is required. Yes, red cane is required because you needed to reach Vitreous. And if Turtle Rock was not a pendant dungeon, you needed to even get started in Turtle Rock. And with that cane, where does Smite go? Alright, Smite's checking the grave. We know it's nothing there. I'm gonna call it. I think it's a forced double dip into Swamp Palace. This is what they want. The scene wants them to
Oh,
do.
that's disgusting.
It's not that bad. Oh, what? Wait a minute. Where is Smight going? Is he going to actually check Bumper Cave? Oh, wait, no. He hasn't done Graveyard Glitch yet, but he might do it on the way.
Smithies?
Smiths are also unlogic. And that would actually be a good way to set up the run to Swamp Palace, is to do the Smith route, including Purple Chest. And we're seeing the Bumper Cave check. It's just a piece of heart. Ninban about to realize that the Titans were in Agnes Cave. So yeah, at this point, Swamp Palace either has the Book of Medora, well, no, it could have the Book of Medora, but yeah, Swamp has to lead to the lamp at some point. Despite deciding he's good on help, not taking that heart container.
And then Ben's just thinking the whole time.
And it looks like Ninban is going into the mire area. And we shall see what the medallion requirement is for mire. Hopefully. I couldn't quite tell. It's a little blurry on my end. It's also Quake.
Wow.
So in terms of what's on pedestal, based on what we know, if you guys want a pedestal seat, it can only be hookshot. Ding game check from Smight. I had a feeling he hadn't done this yet. Just a piece of heart.
So Ninban might be getting his. Yeah, he's gonna be getting his cane pretty soon as well. We'll catch him right up to Smite.
Yes.
Or just about.
Checkerboard was just...
It was a bomb upgrade.
Yeah. And pedestal is still on the table here, folks. It is only one item, potentially. But once that... Smight checking in the wrong world.
The worlds have to be symmetrical.
But yes, the only item that can be at pedestal right now is the hookshot. Because now we know that Quake is required for both dungeons, which means the medallion on pedestal... Well, actually, wait a minute. No, they would have access to Ice Palace if it was Bombos, so... So yeah, it can only be hookshot on pedestal. So the chance of this being a pedestal seat are pretty slim, but we'll never know until that hookshot is found.
And I can't even check it without book, which could be on the pedestal.
Yes. I think we did have a race at one point in which the paradox occurred. Now we have Aerosmith and Ninban. Where are you going, Ninban? This might be the play here, folks.
No one wants to go into swamp without a hookshot.
He's going for it. He sees the logic lines. Progression lies within Swamp Palace.
Yeah, and getting like even just the lamp here does progress him up to Tower of Hera. Opens up the Pyramid Fairy.
But slightly more importantly than that, it lets him kill Lamolus.
True. I think they're
Smight
equal
will
weight.
be checking
They're
this
both
soon
crystals.
enough. After he turns in the chest. What is in this chest? 300 rubies. So,
Oh man.
Swamp is absolutely the play they need to make. The lamp... Pretty much we have to know the lamp's in here at this point.
Is that his lunch money for like the next 6 months?
Smight is... Oh, we have a big key in the first chest. Smight hasn't done hobo. That's where he's going. Yes, folks. Ice cannot be done because they need Bombos or Fire Rod to enter. And what a twist this would be if Fire Rod is in here, because that means Ice Palace has our lamp. Also, quick shout out to these runners here. They're putting out a really good race here. They're an hour in, and they're still going strong. And also shout outs to our Restreamer Ellipticus and our tracker Flaffykins as well. They are doing a really great job despite the minor issues Ninban is having.
Yeah, thanks Epipleticus and Flaffy.
And Smight is not going to Swamp. I think he's going to Pyramid and Catfish. He hasn't checked these yet.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. This is why I said I thought Ninban had the advantage, because he's already checked a lot of locations that Smight hasn't with those boots.
Yeah, we're almost certain that Lamp is probably, possibly, maybe in Swamp.
Yes. And it looks like it's in left side. So what would find for this be if it was Lamp, then Hookshot specifically? Because that puts Ninban not only on logic, but on the way to clear this dungeon.
Yeah, Catfish was just 3 bombs. Which is kind of funny, because if you go back and throw something in again, he throws back a lit bomb.
Really? I thought it was a fireball.
I don't know, it might vary.
What if that was just like a little hidden Easter egg in the randomizer we just discovered here? That talking to the catfish again is just he just throws a random projectile at you.
That'd be awesome if you threw a
Quake
fairy
has
at-
been found.
Oh well. Although,
But and that means that this last chest
oh,
has to be the lamp. Or a fire
hookshot.
source in general.
Yeah, fire rod, bombos.
I would say this lamp because everything else on sequence. There it is.
Yep.
We found the lamp. Gives the
Finally.
hammer to the chest, like, screw you. So now everything that Ninban has done is on sequence. And now they can approach Tower Hare, they can do Desert. And no surprise, Ninban is going to opt for Desert first. Now, I want to ask you a question, Jagger. They do not have the Fire Rod. Do you dive Pendant Fire Turtle Rock in hopes that you find an item there, despite not having the Fire Rod?
I'd say so.
I think so too, actually.
If you don't find anything in, well, there's only one item left in Hera, but I guess Smite's checking Spike Cave. That's good.
Yeah, since you give him an advantage, it does not.
Dang. But would have been nice. But yeah, if there's nothing in Hera, then yeah, sure, go for it.
I mean, Hera's still one of their 5-6, so now the Fire Rod could be at Fafari. The Hookshot could be at Fafari.
Mm-hmm.
Both could be at Fafari, even.
They already have both.
They do not have the Fire Rod. I said Hookshot. I said both.
Oh, both. I thought you said bow.
It's alright. I get mixed up sometimes, too. And Smight is checking locations he hasn't checked. He is falling behind here.
There's a nice thing about Pendant Turtle Rock, though. You can, like, delving into it early, that is, you don't have to worry so much about double dipping it, because, like, you don't need the pendant from it, most likely.
Yeah, and Smight might be actually going to Swamp finally. Yes, he is. We now know just how far Smight is behind. The routes have converged. But there's one small advantage that Smight has that could let him catch up. If Ninban can't find the Hookshot or the Fire Rod, Ninban might do Blacksmith, and that'll cost him a little bit of time.
Yeah, and Smite also took the purple chest down.
I count that as part of the Blacksmith route. So there is a chance for Smight to catch up. He's not out of the running just yet. And Ninban is doing the slow access to the cutscene room, otherwise known as the vanilla big key.
A bit of a hiccup lighting that second torch. Hope he has enough time.
Yeah, there are two major ways Smite can catch out here. The first of which, he goes straight to Hera in hopes that he gets like the Hookshot or the Fire Rod there. The other one is he attempts to dive Turtle Rock without the Fire Rod. And hopes for something like Bombos that'll let him go into Ice Palace. Compass and the map were over on left side, so Ninban losing a bit of time there. Now, if you're Smite, do you play the odds and go for everything the what am I trying to say here? Do you try to go to Turtle Rock?
Let's see here. I guess
I'm hearing some
with the
slash
lamp.
up there. I think Ninban just found something important.
With the lamp, I would probably do desert and then Hera, and then based on that, I would decide whether or not I go to Turtle Rock.
I think Ninban found the big key.
Must have. Well, he didn't. Did he check Big Chest?
I don't think he did, no. I would have done that first.
Oh.
He's got the hook shot!
Oh, wow. Uh, he sure does. So this is an interesting situation because you don't need the fire rod to get all the crystals remaining if you find bombos.
No.
However,
You're right.
the fire rod also unlocks the right side of Ganon's tower, which could potentially have the big key.
You're right. I would say fire rod for go mode. It's not go mode yet. He's in a
True.
I guess we could. I believe the term Schrodinger's go mode comes into play here.
They do need either bombos or fire rod.
Yeah, they do need one or the other. Fire rod will truly put them in go mode, though.
Yeah.
And say hello to Vitreous and say goodbye to Vitreous as he gets melted by the silver arrows. One eyeball at a time. Smight about to realize the lamp was in here the whole time. And it's just a small key on Vitreous, which means the big chest, I think, has the other item, if I'm not mistaken. Hookshot was most likely in Mire. We don't know exactly where because Ninban's screen kind of froze up a little bit, as it is right now.
I think it would have had to have been in Mire.
Smight is making the same play. Now, I don't know if we found both items in Mire, if Ninban left one behind. If he left the fire rod behind, this is actually huge for Smight, and he's in go mode.
Let's hope he remembers that he needs either fire rod or bombos.
Yeah, confirmed. Ninban did not find either one of those in Mire. And we know the map and compass are on left side here. Alright, so Ninban is fighting Moldorm. Or no, not Moldorm, Land Molas. I'm getting my bosses mixed up. Using the ice rod. Great effect here.
Yeah, it does as much damage as the fire rod to these guys.
And I can't see what he got. Oh, the other item was a heart container. In Mire. So, yeah, the hookshot exclusively. And Smight can just hit the switch and get out. And get to the end. And oh, that was a bad portal placement. Yeah, the ice rod is actually what the game intends you to fight the Lammolas with in vanilla. And Ninban making a preemptive jump to 2. Looks like Ninban is heading to fight Argus once again.
Whoops.
And I just saw a quick menu. I did not see if he had the means to finish it. I need to check his menu real quick. I do not see what item he got from,
Interesting.
Okay, it was not Bombos, and it was not... There. Smight has found the hookshot. Smight, what are you doing?
Whoops. He miscounted his items.
Yeah, he did miscount his items. Oh, I don't think he had an extra spare key, but he should have known there was one there.
He didn't need one.
Yeah.
Like, you need one key to open this door, but you don't actually need to open that door. You could go left side to open that big key door.
So, yeah, the lamp was trolling them for a fair bit. And you know what? The lamp could still be... The fire rod could be on the mountain somewhere.
And we were kind of obsessed with it for a good while. I don't know if these players were necessarily really hoping for it.
Also, I just now realized something. With the hookshot requirement, Pedestal is 100% dead.
Yeah.
Or is it?
Yeah.
No, because they need Fire Rod at least to get to Mothula.
Yep. And Trinex. To
Yeah.
beat Trinex, yeah.
So yeah, it is dead. It could just be Bombos for the lulz, but not necessary. And I hear the statue being pushed on Ninban's end. Unfortunately, Smight is doing a rather interesting strat. We haven't seen this one very often. It's the cave strats.
Yeah, with only 24 hours, I can't blame him. You need a lot of... well, you potentially need a lot of arrows in GT. Might as well save
Air
them now.
booster, 20 rubies on Ninban's side. The moment he finds the fire rod, Ninban is in go mode.
A little surprised it didn't.
And there's Bombos! And with that, that's actually go mode for Ninban. Or at least the Schrodinger. No, it's a Schrodinger's go mode. Rather. I misspoke. That does give him everything he needs to get all the crystals, but if the big key's on right side, he needs the fire rod. And about to begin the Argus fight. Smight is panicking. He's checking places he doesn't need to check. He doesn't think he has all the items in here. Argus with just the compass. Smight losing quite a significant amount of time there. It sounds like Ninban is on his way. Yes, he is on his way to Ice Palace. Meanwhile, Smight going to go fight Lamolas.
So used to having to double dip desert, he forgot he already had big key.
Ryveron is asking if they're doing all 2-3 games in a row. Yes and no. These three are gonna do all three of their games back to back to back, but across 3 days. Same time every day. So these two will have their game 2 tomorrow.
Yeah, sorry, we're not going to be pulling all-nighters this time around.
And the Book of Medora was found. Oh, what a catch-22 that would be if Book of Medora led to Fire Rod. The Ninban is setting up for a palm jump here. And Smight has collected the Desert Palace Crystal. And oh, I like Ninban's routing here, actually. I just realized. Ninban is on their second to last crystal here in ice. And they've saved Tower of Hera for last. Also, we're in the Penguin Bowling Alley and got a strike.
Yeah, it's a pretty tough one.
Yeah, Spin Speed has been into getting all those penguins killed in one fell swoop. It is really good, satisfying. And butter has been found.
Wow.
And Smight is entering the remainder of Swamp Palace. Oh, Ninban's go voting the dungeon. He is not gonna check for Fire Rod here. This could come back to bite him.
Yeah. He's got such a lead, too.
And the cold stare goes down. Jocelyn Harkin piece. That was the third of 3 items here, so he at least does not have to double dip Ice Palace. So a really smart play on his. So he lucked out there.
Yeah.
And he'll probably check his way up to... Wrong world there, Ninban. But yeah, Ninban is going to be heading up Dark Death Mountain. Looks like he might be stopping for a potion, which is not a bad call. Now, what's nice about what he did here is that he can go in front of Ganon's tower, mirror, clear Hera, re-enter the mirror portal, and be right in front of Ganon's tower.
Yeah, I love it when that works out like that.
Now, the one issue is still the Fire Rod. We are still in what is considered a Schrodinger's Go mode. And we say that because while we are in Go mode, we are also not in Go mode at the same time. Because if the Ganon's Tower Big Key's on the right side, then they need the Fire Rod for that.
Now, if it is on right side, I wonder if they'll if they know how to do the torch method, the lamp method rather.
I don't know what the lamp method is, so I hope they don't have to do it.
Yeah, it's really tricky. You have to do a bomb jump to get over to the bottom right torch, and
And
that
Smite with
there's
a double spin there. Sorry for cutting you off.
nice. There's a particular
Oh! Ninban is
fireball
actually
shooter.
recognizing that he doesn't have the fire on it and isn't checking these 4 chests real quick.
That's good. And probably check the
Fire rod is
ether tablet as
here.
well.
Fire rod is here. Then he's in truly go mode. It's not. But the Book of Medora could lead him there.
So the torch room in Ganon's tower is pretty nasty because there's a clutch that comes from the ceiling, tries to take you back to the beginning, and there's a fireball shooter trying to knock you into the pit that you're trying to bomb jump across.
Yeah,
And
that wall master is not fun.
it's on the other side of conveyor belts as well, so that makes it
Yeah,
even more tricky.
Yeah, the right side's just not fun. Unfortunately, there's only 4 items blocked by this. But again, 4 items there. And Smite does not pick up the Book of Medora. He's ignoring all the chests in here. I think it's a bad idea because if Ether has the fire rod and it's required, that puts Smite in a huge disadvantage.
Which he's already added a disadvantage in the first place, so.
Yes. But Ninban might not check Ether.
I'd be surprised.
Map found in Hera.
Okay,
Compass
now he
found
knows
in
where he's
Hera.
going.
So Trolldorm has the last item and the last crystal. And you know what? Because we have so little time between the crystal requirement and entering Ganon's Tower, we might as well start this now. The game we love so much. There are 22 chests in Ganon's Tower. 1 big key to find. Give us a number or an item location. Tell us where you think it is. Because once we get this glass crystal, we'll be pretty quickly entering Ganon's Tower and finding out.
And now, here's a question. If it is on right side, is that, like, do we go ahead and count the items checking for fire rod as part of the
No.
game?
So we'll just say this. Tire Room is number 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. Those are all fire rod locked. So if you want them to find the fire rod, you can call out one of those numbers specifically. I'm going to call the compass chest, which is number 21, if you're going left side first.
If you're going, like, fire rodless.
It's just a heart piece. The fire rod is still large. And I'm not trying to bash this runners here or by saying compass chest for the record. That is my usual chest. And with that, Ganon's tower is now open. And we're gonna check work chest 1 and 2 right now. The fire rod is in the first chest, and the big key is in the second.
What? Oh.
What the heck?
Never mind. Easy.
So congratulations on whoever picked number 2. And we killed Bob on top of that. Big key and Smokey on torch. Ninban this is a jet. What the hell? I have.
Wow.
Oh
That
my
was
goodness. The one
You know-
advantage Smight had just. Well, pardon the pun, it went up in flames.
Yeah. And well, I guess the one troll in this seed was really just the double dip in Swamp Palace. Everything else was pretty in the way.
Yeah. Pretty linear seed. Just goes to show you guys, sometimes the double dip is necessary, even if you don't want to do it. Take for me, I've had a double dip Pendant Ice, and it had 2 required items in each visit. The first one being the mirror, so I can get the hammer. Second one was the ice rod, so I can kill Trinex. I will forever hate that place because of that. Because of that moment.
I kind of like Ice Palace though. Just for
I know.
watch at least.
Ice Palace is fine. Pendant Ice Palace, I hate.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I was just saying because like I like to refer to it as Rorschach Palace because every room looks like something.
But yeah, folks, Ninban is ascending to go fight the gauntlet. Getting it quite handily. Even gets a fairy. But gets denied by the Beamos. And here we go with the Lambo 2 fight. Meanwhile, Smight is approaching Moldorm. And both bosses die, but Moldorm's gonna take a little bit longer.
It's just so that Smite had to check so many other locations before opting to go in the swamp.
I think the first case of where Smight was failing was actually a little bit earlier than that. I think the fact he didn't go to pod right away is what hurt him the most.
Yeah, that's true. That tends to help a lot of routing.
Yeah. And it was mainly the boots, because that boots gave Ninban a very sizable lead, as you can see right now, already up to the floor with Trolldorm 2. And our tracker has messed up slightly. I just now realized. Ninban should have 2 bottles. Thank you. Because we had the red potion at Hype Cave and we had the bottle that was dropped by Blind. Small oversight, but no big deal. Troller 2 goes down with a whisper. And Big 20 validates the kill against Moldorm. Oh no! Okay, so I went right side first. I was sitting there, I thought he went left. Right at the beginning. But why has he picked up a second key?
I was confused. I thought you were gasping because of like a despawn or something.
No, I was gasping because I thought Smight didn't go right side first. I overlooked it. And Ninban has killed Aghanim too, and it's now time to fight the pig. Alright, real quick, Jagger, what do you think we're gonna get for our equipment from Ganon? I'm gonna say don't stand so close to me.
What's that one like? Definition thing? It's like some kind of creature.
I think it was a slug. We got a cheese fact though. And with Butter, this is gonna be a very quick fight. And actually, because Smite go moded ice, he doesn't have Butter Sword either. Already in phase 3 here. This is all but over. Ninban would have to fall like 4 times to Ganon for Smite to catch up.
And with Butter Sword especially, yeah.
Ganon being a little bit trolly with teleport stuff today.
On the plus side, with the randomizer, although the teleports are random, they're set by the seed, so each player is going to get the same number.
Ninban almost held the cliff, but we have a dead Ganon. We have buttered bacon. And we also have Ninban finishing in first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 38 minutes, and 28 seconds. GG to him and both of our runners. They did a really good job. I will see about an interview real quick.
that was pretty good work with the delayed trolling.
Yes. Now, I just want to point out there for all the Smite fans here, because I know there's a few. Smite is not out of this series just yet. This is only game 1.
Yep, it is best of 3.
And it looks like Ninban is up for an interview. We shall see about getting him in here shortly. Congratulations on your win, Ninban. How do you feel about it?
GG.
Oh. There we go. Once again, Ninban, welcome and congrats on your win.
Thank you.
And just so you are aware of how close you are, Smite is just now reaching the floor for Aghanim too.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes.
That seed was so harsh.
he go-moded Ice Palace and didn't pick up the Butter Sword, though, so he'll have a slightly slower Ganon fight.
Yeah, I went for the chest on my way because I was afraid of Fire Rod being required.
Yeah. And it turned out Fire Rod was just right there, next to Big Key.
It's pretty great.
So that was a nice roll. But yeah, you had a distinct advantage because you actually checked Palace of Darkness first
Yep.
and found those boots.
Boots and flippers.
Yeah. And after you found the flute, I pretty much dissected that it was Swamp Palace that had your lamp.
Yeah, I didn't want to go there, but at one point it was just okay, let's go.
Yeah, it was literally get the lamp.
Lamp and Miss
Actually,
Himalaya rises.
you also had Quake in there.
Yep. And the only way
So
to enter Mire.
So there was no way you could avoid the double dip.
No way.
But
So,
yeah.
Were you worried about Mire Dark Rooms coming up, like knowing that the lamp's out there but couldn't find it for so long?
No, not really. I did pretty much all dark rooms in my way, without much trouble. So, and this one doesn't bother me too much either.
It's nice. So, in a way, the real troll was that you actually found the lamp eventually. Had to use that to get any progression.
Yeah, it was a required fire source.
Yeah. So Smight did actually find the Titan's Mitt before you.
Alright. Yeah,
But,
I kind of...
everything else you pretty much found before him. Well, we actually did not realize you found the hookshot right away because of the frames.
Yeah, my frames. I lost... How many of them did I lose? 24,000 frames I lost. Yay.
Well, Smight has defeated the pig on our end. We'll see about him coming in here in a little bit. So GG's to Smight.
GG.
And he is done with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 43 seconds. This was a really close race. And it looks like he is waiting to be pulled in. So let's see if we can get him in here for the full interview.
It was some kind of tough deaths on both sides.
Yeah.
Many items told us, I think.
Yeah, this scene was kind of all over the place.
And that was a pretty good gamble to just opt out of Eastern. Was that mainly because it was lamp locked?
Well, I didn't really go out, I just died trying to get the last chest.
Well, the last chest was nothing important, thankfully. And
Yeah,
Smight did clear Eastern. The item was on Armos, and it was just bombs.
Oh, that's sad.
Or was it a piece of art? I forget. And GG to you, Smight. Good effort.
Welcome.
That was a mess.
GG.
Yeah. Something of note here. If you had actually checked a couple of chests on your way to Cold Stare, you would have found the Book of Medora and the Butter Sword.
Sounds like I'm glad I didn't. So I would have checked both stuff.
Well, the Butter Sword was actually in the chest on your way.
The first one?
The
second
one with
one.
the double
The three souls.
Yeah, the double
Three
freezer
souls,
room.
Yeah.
So if you killed them, you would have had your Butter Sword. And we were actually worried that it was an Aghanim seed at first because of the early Master Sword. That was insane.
The Forest of Swords.
Yes.
There's 3 of them, 6 minutes in.
Yeah. And more importantly, I think we were also worried about that fire rod. We were thinking it's going to be a Schrodinger's go mode, but then you found the fire rod, Ninban, and then immediately found the big key. You're like, okay then.
I was worried
Let's
about
go.
that, but I think I can handle that bomb jump in there.
Okay, we were wondering like who would
Did you,
opt for it if it came to it.
Yeah.
did you check the hookshot cave on the way over there?
No,
Nah, there wasn't anything much in there.
Yeah, I did, but just hearts.
I checked everything else though, because I really hate Swamp Palace a whole bunch, and I hated to see that it was the way to go.
Yeah, but Swamp Palace is not that bad. It's a good source of items, if nothing else.
I don't like going in there without being able to finish it.
Yeah,
Oh.
same.
In this case, they kind of forced you.
Yeah, I
Smight,
tried everything.
Go ahead.
I tried everything to stay out of there until I absolutely had nothing else to do.
Yeah. What really set you back, though, was Ninban checked Palace of Darkness right away and did the Dark Rooms to get the boots, and then subsequently the flute. So, at least from information-wise, he had a huge advantage on you. And he just managed to keep that lead by making the right calls. And we're about to see what's that pedestal, folks. It's just Cow's Cash.
Cash.
So, how did you feel about the lamp potentially doing dark room mire?
I like it when the lamp's gone. I'm fine with that. They don't really bother me anymore.
Well, in this case, it was absolutely required.
Yeah, that was the annoying part, is that I needed it for other things.
It's pretty great troll when like the appearance of it is what trolls you.
I like the fact that more
Definitely.
there's like saying, I like the fact more that the fire rod showed up next to the big key.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Because it's like, oh hey, you're not technically in go mode yet. My big key in right side. Well, here's the fire rod. You can go check right side. Oh, but if you check this other chest, here's the big key anyway.
So, Smight, I hate to bring it up, but that death in mini Moldorm cave was rough.
Those jerks.
So,
Those absolute monsters. Who made those? Why are they so random?
right?
Knock me into a pit
also-
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was unfortunate, but
Yeah, I wasn't on my game here.
Ninban also did end up taking a death later on in like trying to check that last chest in Eastern Palace.
I also died on my way to the Ice Hot Cave.
Yeah.
I didn't check it until I had the flute.
Yeah, here's the thing, Ninban. Because of the frame drops, we heard you open the chest for the hook shot and you slash your sword repeatedly. We did not actually see the item until you opened your menu. And then
So
I
that's
realized,
Surprise!
Well, I dodged Palace of Darkness for so long because I wanted to finish it when I went in there. Like, I don't mind the dark rooms, but I kind of mind the turtle room when I only have 4 hearts and the green tunic or whatever I had. I didn't feel safe.
yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
got the red tunic before too long.
yeah, I agree. I was thinking if I die in the turtle room, I'll just go away and do it later, like with the lamp or fire rod. But I got pretty lucky in there.
So yeah, this was overall a pretty fast seed, all things considering. So yeah, GG to you both. That's
No.
was apart from the lamp and fire rod trolling you, this was a pretty fast seed. Almost a jet seed if I could go there.
For more for that swamp.
Was nowhere for the swamp.
Just bombos, really. I would have been happy if I came back in later.
Yeah, so real quick folks, let's give you an up to date on the schedule here. Going on right now on A Link to the Past Randomizer 3, we have the tiebreaker for Zero Unicorn and KI Aliens. That should be an interesting one to watch. And tomorrow, these two are going at it again, same time.
I'm not
Yeah.
giving Zora any money tomorrow. I'll tell you what. He ruined my whole early game. He took my money. He gave me that blue cane, and I went to the Dark World to do Palace of Darkness, and I had no money, so I turned left to do the game. I didn't have money for that either.
You know what
Yeah.
I didn't do because of no money? Digging game.
I was thinking about playing the archery game to get money. I always like to get
Yeah.
it.
Yes, and however, if you still want some more randomizer action, folks, actually, we're done for the night. We were the last. Match on secondary is the last one. There's nothing left. Although I did get an announcement while we were in the middle of the race here.
Yeah, in the general channel.
Yes, it seems that starting next Monday, Speed Gaming will begin a series of Link's Advance Randomizer daily races. So if you still want to see some more randomizer races that are just exhibition matches, starting this Monday, there's going to be at least 3 races at 2, 8, and 11. And these are not tournament races. This is just exhibitions. There will be commentary. So yeah, if you want to see some more races, there you go, starting next week.
That looks amazing.
Yes, indeed. That sounds amazing indeed.
And there will probably be pedestal seats, so get hype.
Yeah. There might also be double dips independent ice. I'm sorry. I'm never going to let that down. I don't like that place.
So good luck to the runners on the next race.
Yes, good luck to you both.
It's gonna be tomorrow night, same time, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we
Yep.
do. By the way, folks, for that race, we do not currently have a channel for you, so stay tuned to make sure to follow all of the Link to the Past randomizer channels, and also, more importantly, follow these runners. They deserve it. This is a really good race.
Anything else you have to say?
I'm good. Good game.
Yeah, good game. See you tomorrow.
Yep.
So yeah, I think we're all set to wrap it up here then.
Cool. Thanks for Epipoliticus for restreaming. Thanks for Flaffykins for tracking, and of course, Feasel and Mythical 9 for running the Speed Gaming channels, which are going to be hosting more soon.
Yes.
And thanks for everyone for watching and supporting.
From all of us here at A Link to the Past Randomizer 2, we shall see you next time, and thanks for watching. Later, folks.